Two very important things are in when we think about benefits. And one is, of course, the benefit self, and also what's the disadvantage of not doing. So what's my gain if I do it, and what do I lose if I don't? So I think it's an that's interesting aspect to analyze because the entire world it has to be something important about this thinking, no thinking condition. Because the entire world is talking about this. The entire world discuss about meditating, not meditating. Oh, it's easy, it's hard. It's for sure something that's bigger than what we can even imagine that we lose if we don't make the effort, and we gain if you get the other side. So let me start with the disadvantages. So, as we've been talking about the decluttering the mind, and this is the theme we've been discussing for some weeks now. If we allow, that's the point we are now is if I allow, if you allow the thoughts take over your life, if you allow the thoughts dictate your day, this machine, this kind of a script that keeps rolling and rolling and rolling night and day, 24 hours per day, 27, 24/7, 365. If we allow this dictate what I'll do now, and then, oh, I have to call, I have to do, oh, I have to buy, I have to pay, I have to do it. And we go running after what the thoughts tell me to do, we lose touch with what's going there now, because we are not living while we are just running after what the thoughts tell me to do. I'm not actually in charge of my own life. And the thoughts are more than 50,000 thoughts per day. Most of the time, they are repetitive. So they are not really, it's not much what to pay attention on that. And they run our life. It's like you give your life, the car of your life, you give the wheel to a robot to drive your car. There is no creativity, there is no sense of pleasure and pain, and no, it's just a machine bringing you whatever it brings to you. So the disadvantage is to have a life that is repetitive, monotonous, and tasteless. And because we give our power away, the power of really be creative in our day, we get anxious, we get nervous, we have stress, we are stressed out because we allow something take over our own life instead of having the whatever you choose. What do you choose? How do you choose to live your life? So, the benefits of starting your day or finding some time in your day to practice, to be the observer of your thoughts, it's kind of a grabbing back the steer wheel of the car of your life to you, because the thoughts are a mere script, but you are the conductor of your own life. You are the one that being in touch with the reality, the moment of now, you can make the best decisions, the creative decisions, not the repetition of what you had in the past, what you saw happening in the family, or having the fear of or the apprehension of all the things that already happened, and you keep just repeating. Your life just becomes a reflex of what already happened. This is not creative, and this is not a new day. Or the thought makes us go forward in the apprehension and tension and anxiety of things that we plan in our head that will happen, that science already proved that never happened. So if we allow our thoughts throw us to the right, to the left, to the past, to the future, that's what actually brings the anxiety in our lives. So the 30 seconds, 1 minute or so, as much you want or can in the beginning to do, to really take the power back to I am the one. I am creating my day. I am creating my life. I enough of being the reflex of whatever happened, or the anxious being always trying to see what will happen next, and being in this level of tension that if you just zoom out, you can see that's so unnecessary to live a life in this kind of tension. So living under the thought conduction leadership is a waste of your life, because it's just a repetition of yesterday, and a very a very bad draft of tomorrow. So why the entire world is now into meditation and into retreats, and why? Because the levels of anxiety and tension and depression in the world got a certain level that it's not tolerable anymore. And if you see yourself not being the leader of your own life, if you already wake up tired, this has to be a sign for you that something is not working in your life. If you are always tense, nervous, irritated all the time, it's a sign your body is giving to you that there is a misleading in your life that needs to be corrected. So the way of putting in this scale the benefits of relaxing and being still at least for 30 seconds, and disconnect and realize, first of all, is the awareness we don't have in the beginning, that we think so much that our mind never stops. We don't have this awareness. We just live our lives the way we live our lives, and that's okay, it's all perfect. But when we stop and start observing and making the silence, right, the silence of any kind of temptation, any kind of distraction, when we make this silence and we start just in this brief silence, we get to realize that the head never stops, and get to realize that it's one thing absolutely disconnected after the other. And when we see that it's so hard to be still because our thoughts are hijacking our attention from the present moment, and that's when accidents happen, because our mind goes, our mind goes, our thoughts just take our attention from what's going on. Even conversations we are having, sometimes you catch yourself, you're not paying attention anymore. How many times you're reading a book and you have to read again and again and again because you were reading, you know you were reading, but you're not there. You're not there anymore. It's like, oops, even watching a movie or even driving, you miss the exit that takes you to your home that you've been driving for years. So those are signs that you are really your attention is being hijacked, you're being robbed the opportunity to live a new day, to live a new moment. So the advantage is to be the co-author of your own day, of your own life, instead of being a mere slave of what the mind dictates to you. So these 30 seconds, minutes per day, if you can repeat many times a day, will kind of bring you back to who you really are. You're not just a repetition, a Xerox, a copy Xerox of the yesterday, 3 months, 30 years ago. You are not. You're not even, the body's not even the same. Those cells that died. You have new cells. You have new experiences that tells you will never do exactly the same. So why to be so absorbed and so consumed by the past? And why to be so anxious to something that didn't happen? Oh, I like I am organized. I like to predict. What does it give you? I was talking to a 17 years old client the other day. She's so into having everything under her control. She was miserable because she didn't have a few things under her control. And we had this conversation. Look, I know COVID was a very bad thing that happened and it's still happening to us. But if we can take a lesson from COVID, is the unpredictable. The unpredictability that COVID brought to us brought us to be more aware to what's going on now instead of being just in the automatic pilot. So COVID gave us this gift, if we can say that we don't know what is happening tomorrow. Right? We don't know. Last year was that 2020 was like we never knew what would happen the next day, the next month. Oh, forget about next year. We didn't know anything. It wasn't a taste of the living in the unknown. Look, do you remember when you were a kid and you wake up every morning so excited because you knew something absolutely new, amazing was about to happen? That kid that is still in you, that kid, when we have a kind of a trip or even if a road trip of 40 minutes, that kid was the first to wake up in the house. And when you go to her room, she was already all dressed up, socks and shoes and all ready because something amazing, something so exciting was about to happen. Where is that kid in you? Where is that kid in you that when the alarm clock rings in the morning, you just do the snooze button as many times as you can because you have no excitement whatsoever to start your day? W- So these should be a sign for you that the excitement comes from the curiosity and for not knowing what's next. That gives the excitement. But if we keep running this script and following this script over and over and over and over again, life will never be that excited. So we need things to excite us. We need stimulating things to get us excited because we lost the very natural endorphin, adrenaline of being excited about life itself. Life itself is not so exciting. And you can do different today than you did in the past. You can put a foot in your brakes for the future that didn't happen and relax. Relax and live the day to day curious about what will happen. And what the meditation and the stillness, we are starting with the stillness. What the stillness does is to make room in between my thoughts and me. So we understand that I am not my thoughts are not me, I'm not my feelings, and my feelings are not me. There is something new happening all the time. And this is the benefit, is to live a new life, moment by moment by moment by moment. Get back the excitement you had when we were a kid. It's like, yay, a new day, yoo-hoo, waking up so happy and going to that new life. You must think, oh, Katja, but when we are kids, we don't know so many things. And we are curious because we have so much to learn. And my question for you is, and are you sure you know everything? Are you sure that the excitement of the kids is because of their ignorance about things? Or it's just a state of being, a choice? Today, we know what it is to live life just for living. And we have the memory how exciting it was to wake up every morning and we can't wait. We don't want to go to sleep when we are kids. Why? Because I can miss that 5 minutes, mom. Just 5 minutes more. Because we can, something really amazing can happen in those 5 minutes. And maybe you are just get home from work and you just want to numb yourself in front of the TV because then you don't have to do anything. And can't wait the time to go to bed. We reversed the excitement of being alive. So that's what I see. That one of the reasons, the big reason why the world is all turning back to not to stop the mind because it's like your heart; it will never stop, right? So that's why even the monks they now choose instead of stop thinking, they choose the word like being observer of the thoughts because when you say stop thinking, we know it's impossible. In our guts, we know it's impossible, so we don't even try. So now they decide to have a different approach because it's so and I'm just talking about one benefit. There are many other benefits for your health and I could I could say I could talk 3 hours about that. But let's just, we are talking about decluttering the mind. We are talking about letting go of the past. But if we drag the past all the time, even the yesterday passed, 3 weeks ago passed, 3 years or 30 years ago passed. If we drag this past, wherever we go, just through the repetition of what My thoughts tell me to do, and the reactions come. Everything starts with a thought. And our reactions, everything comes just a monotonous repetition of yesterday. And this yesterday is already a repetition of the other yesterday. That is a repetition of the other yesterday. That brings the repetition of the entire DNA chain, that brings the repetition of reactions we had when we are very primitive. We carried that flight or fight or all these reactions we have all the time because we are so detached from the what's going on now that if somebody a car cut us on traffic, we flip. It's just a car. You already did that many times. And it just cut you. Maybe the person is lost, doesn't know, is distracted. And we flip, something happens, very small. And we get so angry. Has nothing to do with the present moment. A telemarket calls you and you call names and you hang up the phone and you're so angry because we are totally detached of the present moment. The present moment has no problem. The present moment is just living, having the excitement of being alive because the alternative is not that good, right? You be alive. We are alive. We are here on earth. We are living in the financial situation we are. We are living with the relationships we have. We are living with the physical conditions we have. But we are here with having an opportunity to better our life each day, each moment. And what we do, we just give up on this opportunity and don't do for ourselves what we should. That's why the authors tell us change the drawer of your utensils in your kitchen, put in another place, change the drawers and the things in your wardrobe, in your closet, change the position of things that, why? To wake you up. So when you are in the automatic pilot to get a spoon, you open, oh, the spoons are not here. Now I have just the kitchen towels. Okay, so then you wake up, brings you to the present moment. Then you need to find where the cups and the glasses are, or the coffee and the cream, and you open your fridge, it's all in different places. Those little things, brush your teeth with the other hand, those are things that brings us to be present, to be present. So the advantage, the benefit is to be alive, really alive. The benefit is to really be aware of a moment by moment by moment. The benefit is to have choices instead of being a mere slave, loyal servant of what the mind keep telling you. You actually flip this and you will be the commandment, the command, the commandment, the the head of your own life. You are the one. So you'll be selecting what you will do next. You'll be in charge, really in charge of but always starts with silent, make yourself still and observing the thoughts come and go. That's the only way you can start. I know there are um, some meditations that tells you what to do and stuff. But we will talk about these in another occasion. For now, what I highly recommend you to do is to make 30 seconds, 1 minute of silence and stillness. No distraction whatsoever. And observe. When you feel the position of being observer of your thoughts, you will see that the thought has a life on its own. And you are the observer. And then when you have this experience, it start being easier. You get the thoughts that are up there in the leadership of your day, and you take that position of being the leader of your day, leader of your own mind, leader of your actions and reactions, being creative enough to create every moment a new moment, to create every day a new day, to create your life from scratch, not a reflex of the past, the bad things that happen, and be always in fear or regretting and disappointed, or being in anxiety of what didn't happen yet in the future and probably won't have won't happen the way you predict. So my name is Katia Ferreira, and we are here talking about this freedom, the peace of mind. Peace of mind is when your mind is at peace. But how can we experience peace of mind if our thoughts are running the show? Repetitive thoughts are running the show. How can we really be creative and have exciting days if our days are just repetition of the days before, or scary moments that we want to avoid from the horror that we start painting our tomorrow? So we are trapped. So that's why we are talking about freedom. Freedom of the mind is the freedom of being creator of your own life again. Take back the leadership of your life. Take it back. It belongs to you, not to the past, not to whoever hurt you, not to whatever happened, and not even to whatever didn't even happen yet. So we are here every Monday around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we in California time, and we are discussing about that. We are having conversations about decluttering the mind and the advantage of that, and getting the point of it's possible for all of us. And you will see that you can reach, all of us can reach this peace of mind and this new way of being creative with your day instead of just living one day more. It's like you have a calendar and you cross one day more. No, you can turn this around and you can just make your life be like the kids in the morning. Every day, get excited again. You don't believe it? Try it. Try it. What do you have to lose? Pretty much nothing. So try it. And you'll be surprised with the new life that you start having, the new life that you are able to create for yourself, the new life that is worth to live. Have an amazing week. I give you a big hug and a kiss. And I wish this week will be much better than last week for you, for me, for all of us. Take care.